All right. Hello, hello, hello. My name's Andrea, or Drea for short. Today is Saturday, March 6th, 2021, and this is episode 4 of my Make With Me series here on YouTube, where we just hang out and talk and crochet or knit or whatever we happen to be working on together. So this is definitely an interactive type stream. So if you're here and you'd like to chat, definitely be sure to say hello. I'll be keeping an eye on the chat over here. So in my Instagram stories, I posted a poll trying to see which craft people wanted me to work on, because between crochet, knitting, Tunisian crochet, and cross stitch, and by far Tunisian crochet was the winner. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So I am starting the Adventurous Scarf by TL Yarn Crafts. It's a scarf that's designed for 13 mini skeins. It's Adventurous, as in like the yarn advents. So I have 29 mini skeins that I am looking to use because I received the Fiber and Color Black Cinema February thing for Black History Month, and I had no idea what to do with those skeins, and this just seemed perfect. So I'm going to be modifying the scarf so that it's twice as wide as it's supposed to be. So the scarf is 11 and a half. The scarf is designed to be 11 and a half inches wide and 85 inches long, but I will be modifying it so that it's twice as wide, so 23 inches wide and 85 inches long. And the math should work out in my favor there. So I have my Tunisian crochet hook. I have some of the yarn over here. I didn't have a chance to wind all of the skeins, but I'm going to be doing kind of a reverse rainbow order. So I'm going to be starting with this black and this yarn that has black and white and red in it. And then I'll move on to some purples and then blues, greens, yellows, oranges, reds, and pinks. So that is what we're going to be doing today. I haven't started this project yet, so I will be starting from scratch on the stream. So if anything strange happens, that's why. But this should be a pretty simple, straightforward thing to do. So how is everybody doing today? How is everybody's Saturday going? Definitely be sure to let me know. I think I hopped on a few minutes late. Okay, I'm going to put my laptop here. Oh, but then you can't see my hands. Okay, we'll put it back here. Yeah, we'll do that. I don't know. I'm a little discombobulated today, y'all. So me and my fiance are actually adopting a cat. We're going to be picking her up like today, basically right after I get off of here. So we've just been running around like chickens with our heads cut off, trying to get things ready. We went to Petco yesterday and got a bunch of stuff. So I low-key should have canceled this day, but I'm glad that I didn't because I really like hanging out with y'all. So I am very happy to be here, but I'm also very unorganized because of that. So we are just doing what we can. All right, trying to get set up here a little bit so I can actually see the pattern. This is a premium pattern, so I'm gonna try not to like spill too much of the details on the pattern, but it's basically just Tunisian simple stitch worked on a bias. Make sure to tuck your yarn in project bags and have active projects safe. Yes, I'm definitely going to have to be careful about that. That reminds me, I need to rearrange my yarn so that she can't get to the good stuff. I have some cheaper yarn that I don't mind, that I'm not like too attached to, that I won't mind if it gets messed up a little bit, but definitely my hand-dyed stuff and my active projects, I want to make sure I'm keeping those out of the way. Absolutely. Yeah, we know that this, so I guess I could get into a little bit of a backstory on like why we're adopting her. So my fiance's parents found a kitten about 7 months ago, right after she was born. And so they took her in, got her vaccinated, got her spayed, all of that good stuff. But she is very active, very adventurous, very curious. And it was just becoming a little bit too much for them to keep up with. So they posted on Facebook that they were looking to rehome her. And when Luke and I saw the posts, we were both just like, we want her though. And so that is what is happening. Hey, Kendra, how are you doing today? What are you working on? Alrighty. Okay, I was supposed to weigh. I actually do have a scale over here though. 1 second. I didn't realize that I was supposed to weigh the first skein of yarn before I start working. I mean, it should be 20 grams. It should be 20 grams. Making stir fry for lunch. Ooh, that sounds good. That sounds really good. I have not had lunch yet, so. But yarn-wise, a knit cardigan. Yes, I saw that you cast that on. That is so exciting. Okay, this is actually 21 grams, so that's good to know. It's probably like 20.5, and it rounds up to 21. Yes, that's going to be so good once you're done with it. I've really been enjoying knitting lately. So y'all might remember that I was having a hard time picking a knit hat pattern for my dad, but I eventually settled on one, and it's actually been working up pretty quickly. It's 2x2 ribbing, which at first I wasn't really excited about because I didn't really want to do ribbing because I know that it takes a while, but so far it's working up pretty quickly. And I thought I had learned how to purl continental finally, but a couple of folks told me that I'm actually twisting my stitches. So we're going to have to revisit that at some point. So I'll probably do the rest of the hat in English. I'm working on the Amelia sweater by LaRue Crochet. Ooh, that's awesome. Awesome. Is that still in testing or has that come out yet? But yeah, I really like that Amelia pattern. I actually have the Amelia socks pattern. So once I finish a whip, that's probably going to be the next thing that I cast on because I am really excited to make some socks for sure. But yeah, that's awesome that you're making that. That might end up being like my first sweater pattern because I know Kathleen writes in such a way to where it's fairly easy for beginners to follow her pattern. So that might be my first knit sweater pattern. Yep, testing end of the month. Okay, cool. So hopefully it'll be out soon then. I made those socks this summer. I love them. Yes, I really like the way they look. I like the stitch pattern and I like the fact that they're the shorty socks because I feel like I'm more likely to wear those than a long pair of socks. So I'm really excited to start making those. I knitted ribbed hats for my dad and husband. Yeah, I saw that. I feel like the ribbed look, I don't know. I feel like men really like that look. That's why I was like, I could knit like a plain stockinette hat for my dad, but I know for a fact that he would prefer the ribbing. So I should just go ahead and do that. And I'm glad that I did. And I'm glad that it hasn't been like too painful. I think the fact that it's 2x2 ribbing is helpful. I think if it had been 1x1 ribbing, I would not be as far as I am. I'll have to check out the Amelia sweater. Yeah, I really like it. I think if I remember correctly, Gretchen, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the body is stockinette, but there's a really nice texture on the sleeves. So, but overall, it looks like it's pretty simple. All right. Return pass. Concentrating on the pattern for a little bit, just so I can get a good start. Honestly, probably should have started this before I hopped on here, but again, things have been busy trying to get ready for the cat, so we are doing what we can. Body is stockinette. And the sleeves are the Amelia sock pattern. Yeah. So it seems like it would be like pretty simple, but it looks gorgeous. I absolutely love it. Love the Amelia sweater. If I were a more skilled knitter, I probably would have signed up to test it, but I was not about to have my first knit sweater be a pattern test. Like that sounds like too much pressure. Everyone's has been beautiful. One of the testers did theirs in black and it's fantastic. Ooh, that sounds awesome. I would love that. That sounds beautiful. I feel like we as like the crochet and knitting community are very scared of black yarn. And like I'm using black yarn right now and struggling a little bit, but it's not too bad. But black is just such a beautiful color in my opinion. So alrighty. Tunisian simple stitch 3. This is my second knit sweater, and I didn't finish my first until I was part of the way into this one. Yeah, maybe that was just like the motivation that you needed to finish up that first one. Tunisian full stitch. And this should be 7. I don't know. So does anybody have anything they'd like to talk about? Or I can just be quiet and Tunisian crochet. I am cool with either. My brain is just racked for conversation topics right now for some reason. Talked about whips. Yeah. Struggling just a little bit, but it's fine. Tunisian stitch 1. I missed what pattern you're working on. Yes, I'm working on the Adventurous Scarf by TL Yarn Crafts. It's designed to be used with mini skeins. And so what I'm doing is, since the scarf is designed to be worked with 13 mini skeins and I have 29, I'm actually going to make the scarf twice as wide as what the pattern calls for. So it's not much right now, just have this little piece right here, but we're getting there. We are getting there. Okay. I just got all turned around. There we go. But yeah, it seems like this pattern is pretty simple as far as Tunisian crochet goes. So, not sure if I'm... Yeah, I really should have started this before I got on here, but it is fine. We are working through it. What's your dream project? That is a very good question. What is my dream project? I don't know. I don't know if I've thought about that. Like, you know, obviously I have a very long list of projects I want to make one day, but like to me, like a dream or like a dream project is something that is a bit of like a stretch, like something that you have to work towards that might be currently unattainable. And I don't know that I think of my crochet and my knitting in that way. That is a very good question. If anybody else would like to answer, I would love to hear your responses because that is a very interesting thing to think about. All right, so I'm just going to continue until I've used about half of this skein. So I'm going to have to weigh it periodically, but thank goodness I have a scale over here. So I kind of like that we're going to have like this black corner over here. I think that's going to look really cool. And I'm sure that y'all can hear what's going on outside. They're mowing the lawn. I think there's like some kids playing. My walls are very thin, so you can hear literally everything that goes on outside. Yeah, Tunisian crochet really starts to flow once you get a good start on it, especially if you're doing like one of the simpler stitches. Ooh, so something else that I've been thinking about getting into is bullet journaling. Um, so I am definitely not the most organized person out there, but I've really been finding a lot of value in like making task lists. But like I just have like so much going on in my brain that it'd be nice to kind of have a place to consolidate all of that. So I have a dotted journal that I'm about to turn into a bullet journal. And I tried to bullet journal in 2016 and I kept it up for about 2 weeks. So I'm hoping that it'll really stick this time. Have you tried the knitting long tail cast on for Tunisian? It's been a while since I've started a Tunisian project, but it looks super handy. Ooh, that's a thought. I have not tried that. The only way that I cast on for Tunisian is to chain and then pick up loops in the chains. But I feel like the knitted long tail cast on would be good too. I'm gonna have to try that the next time I start a Tunisian project. That would probably save a little bit of time, I would think. It took me a while to master the long tail cast on for some reason, but now that I know how to do it, I love it. So it seems like with knitting, it takes me longer to pick up new skills than it did when I was first learning how to crochet. Like I don't know if it's just because I'm like so crochet minded now or what, but it seems like I have to attempt things several times in knitting before they finally stick. So that's interesting. I'm not sure what to make of that. Counting my stitches after every row to make sure I don't miss an increase. Because I've done that before and it's not fun. Thankfully, Tunisian crochet is pretty easy to frog. Um, so it's not a huge deal, but Should I weigh this? I'm gonna go ahead and weigh this. Like I know I haven't used half of it, but I just want to get an idea of how we're doing here. I've literally only used 1 gram. Okay, so this is going to take a while. Hello, Handmade Designs. How are you doing today? How's your day going? Are you working on anything? I am working on the Adventurous Scarf by TL Yarn Crafts. It's a Tunisian crochet scarf that is designed to be used with like an advent, like multiple mini skeins. So like I just started it and I've apparently only used 1 gram of yarn. Good. Oh, awesome. Glad to hear that. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'm a little out of sorts today, but I am glad to be here hanging out with y'all. Hey, Kelsey, how are you doing today? Working on anything exciting? Never tried Tunisian with a big hook. Yeah. So I think this is a 5 millimeter hook and it has, I think this is a 48-inch long cord. So I got this set off of Amazon for pretty cheap, but I'm hoping to upgrade pretty soon because these aren't like the best quality, but they get the job done. But I really love Tunisian crochet. It's one of my favorite things to do these days. Knitting cowl. Oh, cool. Cool. That sounds like a lot of fun. It's interesting. I've never really been able to get on the cowl train. I just prefer like scarves or shawls. I don't know why. I don't know why. I've seen some gorgeous cowl patterns, but I don't know why I've just never felt compelled to make one. I just got done with a bunch of interviews for jobs and it was exhausting. So I'm so excited to relax and work on yarny things with you. I'm trying standard color work for the first time with the sanguine. I don't know how to say that beanie. Okay, that's awesome. I'm glad that you're getting some time to recompress after all those interviews. Because I know job interviews can be very exhausting. So I hope they went well, and I hope that you have some good news soon. If you don't mind me asking, what industry do you work in? Okay, still on track with my increases. Also, knitted color work kind of terrifies me. That really scares me for some reason. It's going to be a while before I attempt stranded color work and knitting. Like I'm barely managing it in crochet. Like I don't know how I'm going to do it with knitting. One step at a time. Because I mean, I've seen some very beautiful knit color work. And I feel like since knit stitches are smaller than like single crochet stitches, you can really get like a more detailed, like higher resolution image. But I don't know. It seems scary. Thank you. Okay, I skipped a comment. Me too. I may never try knitting color work. I feel like Kendra, I feel like you're closer to being able to do knitted color work than I am. But I get it. It's hard, I would imagine. I don't know. It is something I would like to try eventually, but I don't know when I'm going to get to that point. Thank you. I'm about to finish grad school for math education, so I was interviewing for high school teaching jobs. Oh, awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad it's math. I love math. My math teachers were always among my favorites, so that's really awesome. I really hope that works out. I'm more attracted to textured patterns, not so much color. That's fair. That's fair. And I think that when you talk to crochet or knitters, those are kind of the two camps, texture versus color. I think that I lean more towards texture as well, but every once in a while, I like to do a little bit of crochet color work. Um, so yeah, I think I'm definitely more of a texture person as well. So I completely understand that. How about y'all? Are you more texture people or more color people? Always interested to see what people's thoughts are on that. I was a math teacher. I miss it, but I'm not successful in the classroom, but I'm a bomb intervention teacher and tutor. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I cannot imagine, like, teachers are saints. Like, I would not be able to do it. Like, I like kids, and I've had like some tutoring jobs, both like volunteer and paid. I did a lot of tutoring in college actually, and I think I'm better at like kind of like the one-on-one and small groups than I would be with a classroom of like 20 or 25 kids. So more power to y'all for sure. Texture 100%. Yeah. Wow. Small world, Gretchen, and thank you, Kendra. Yeah. I really hope that that works out. That sounds awesome. Okay. Not sure what happened here. Okay, I think I missed something. Okay, I got the full stitch on this side. Okay, we're just gonna redo these last two real quick. See, not paying attention. What did I do? Okay, we're just gonna start over on this row. Like, I don't even know. I must have skipped a stitch somewhere. So does anybody have any plans for the rest of the weekend? I know it's hard to like get out and about these days. Um, but always curious to see. That was the UPS truck. Always curious to see what other people are working on, what other people are doing. The rest of my weekend is probably just going to be getting adjusted to this cat. If you missed it at the beginning, I am adopting a 7-month-old kitten cat. I don't know at what point they stop being kittens and what point they start becoming cats, but it is a 7-month-old feline. And so we're actually going to go get her once I get off of this live. So we've been spending the past few days really just kind of like getting prepared for her, making sure that she's going to be comfortable. So I expect that the rest of my weekend will be kind of revolved around the cat. Oh, what's her name? So her name is KC, as in kitty cat. Very creative name that I'm not a huge fan of. So we usually just call her Kitty. And of course, she doesn't respond to it. So I don't know. I think my fiance is a little reluctant to change her name, but I would like to change her name. Why does this keep coming out to 18 stitches? It's supposed to be 19. Y'all. Ugh, I'm so annoyed right now. Like, did I skip a stitch? I'm so confused. I don't think I skipped a stitch though. Okay, it must have been something that happened on the previous row. My dad found her underneath the house at his ranch, and he's not very good with names. Yeah, Luke's dad named her. So yeah, that's the story. They found her underneath the house at their little ranch property that they have. And they took her in, got her shots, got her vaccinated, and all of that. And yeah, now we are taking over, I guess. I'm really excited. Sometimes it's happened when knitting or crocheting, lol. Yeah. Gotta pay attention to the stitch count for sure. And I'm open to other names, but I still might end up calling her Kitty or Cat. LOL. Okay, Luke. You know, I have not been thinking of other names. So I don't know. I don't know like what would suit her personality. I don't know. We might just end up sticking with KC because I can't think of anything else. We have time though. We have time. I don't know. We might just stick with KC. We'll see. All right. So I think this row should be like 17 stitches. Okay, so that's 17. So we know that that's right. Now that I'm looking at this yarn, I think it's more of like a very dark navy blue than a black. Also, you can hear the wind in the windows. So you may give the cat a name, but she will end up with so many other pet names for her. Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. I know we already call her like Casey, Kitty, and Kitty Cat. So that's already like 3 different names. So I don't know. Should we add another one to the mix? Maybe not. I don't know. Alrighty. Whew, my wrist is starting to act up a little bit, but I think we'll be okay. Man, I can't believe I've already been on here for half an hour. Time flies when you're having fun, I guess. So yeah, I was really hoping that I'd be able to have a slightly better setup for Make With Me's on YouTube. I was hoping to have like the dual camera where you could see my face and you could see my hands and like an overhead shot. But apparently my internet is not good enough for that. So I am going to need to troubleshoot that. I'm probably going to end up getting an Ethernet cable. And so that's going to take a little time. So I hope that this angle is good enough for now. It's just temporary. Eventually I will get a slightly better setup where you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. Let's see. These rows are starting to get a little long, which is good. It means it's growing, but it's starting to get a little long. Okay, finally have 19 stitches on this row. So I guess it was something that was up with the previous row, even though I thought I counted the stitches on that row, but whatever. But yeah, this seems like it would be a good project for beginners in Tunisian crochet. It's just Tunisian simple stitch, which is like the most basic of all the Oh, well, I guess there's Tunisian full stitch in here as well for the increases, but both of those stitches are very simple. Is anybody hoping to learn Tunisian crochet soon? It seems like Tunisian crochet is like all the hype right now, which is why I wanted to learn it. So I'm curious if anybody else is wanting to learn as well. All right, off to do our every other week Costco run. Have a great Saturday. All right, Gretchen, enjoy your Costco run. Thanks for coming. Thanks so much for coming. Talk to you later for sure. Yeah, I probably need to make a grocery run soon myself. We were so focused on getting stuff for the cat that we forgot to get stuff for ourselves. So that bodes well, doesn't it? I ordered some Tunisian crochet hooks and knitting needles on the same day, and the knitting needles got delivered first. Who knows when I'll get around to learning Tunisian crochet? That's fair. That's fair. I think it's hard to learn multiple crafts at the same time. So it makes sense that you're focusing on knitting for now, since the knitting needles are what got here first. That absolutely makes sense. I'm trying to remember. I think I kind of started trying to learn knitting and Tunisian crochet at the same time, but I'm trying to remember which one I started first because the first knit project that I started working on was the traveling knit Afghan, which still isn't finished, but we don't have to talk about that. And then the first Tunisian crochet project that I started working on was I think it was the party punch shawl. Because, yeah, I was going to start the Loveland shawl, and then I decided I didn't like it. So I started Party Punch, finished Party Punch. But then before I finished Party Punch, I had also started the Holiday Tea Cow Blanket, which is really like, I learned a lot of skills from that blanket. So I think all that to say is like, I think I started learning knitting and Tunisian crochet around the same time, but I think I ultimately ended up focusing on Tunisian crochet more. And now I'm focusing more on knitting. So, because I think this is the first time I've Tunisian crocheted since like December when I finished the Party Punch shawl. So it's been a while. Meanwhile, I have three different knit projects going on right now. So knitting is kind of like my thing right now. And then I'll probably circle back to Tunisian crochet. And then I'll probably circle back to regular crochet. And we'll just keep cycling through like that. I think it's hard if you do multiple crafts. I think it's hard to give all of them equal attention because a lot of it depends on like what supplies you have and like what you're in the mood for. So I'm definitely on a knit kick right now, for sure. I was kind of hoping that knitting would win the poll today, but it seems like everybody's winning some Tunisian. So got to give the people what they want. Alrighty. This is coming along pretty nicely. Got a little bit of a triangle now, not showing up that well because it's black, but it's coming along. It's coming along for sure. I'm hoping to get to the point where we can introduce our next color on this today, but If not, then that's okay too, because I probably am going to hop off like basically right at the hour mark, just because we are going to go pick up the cat and we still need to get lunch and everything. So I'm gonna try not to stay on here too long, but I would like to get some progress done. I don't know. We'll see what happens. This should be 21. That is 22. Did I count that correctly? Oops. 22. Okay, I must have like double. What did I do? It really should not be this hard though. I don't know why I'm struggling so much with stitch count today. Probably because I'm talking. Probably because I'm talking. If I had to guess. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry, I'm counting out loud, y'all. 10. It helps me. 12, 13. But I know if you're like also working on your own thing, it can throw you off. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, okay, 20, 21, 22, 23. Okay, I guess it was supposed to be 23 stitches. So I was a stitch short, not a stitch extra. If y'all say so. If you say so. Can y'all believe that we're already like a week into March? Like, I cannot believe that at all. I'm really struggling to wrap my head around the fact that it's March. Monday was the 1st, and every time I looked at the date, my brain was just like, nope, it's not March. It's not March. I just literally could not process the fact that it's March 2021. So I don't know if that's just me or if anybody else feels that way. Yeah, it's March apparently. I'm so ready for this yarn diet to end. My husband's gym is next door to a local yarn store. Oh no. Oh my goodness, that must be tough. You're almost done. You only got like 3 weeks left. You can do it. Yeah, I wasn't on an official yarn diet um this year, but I was kind of like trying to be like more conscious about what I was buying and when I was buying it and what it was going to be used for. But on I guess this was Monday as well. Sorella Yarn had a update, and I was like, I need. So I just bought yarn and I have no idea what it's going to be used for. So there's that. But I don't do that often. So I decided I was having a bad day, so I decided that I was going to treat myself. So I've only ever bought yarn from Big Box. Yeah. You know what? I've never been to a local yarn store either. I know there are a few here in the Houston area, but I just haven't gone. So like I either buy my yarn Big Box or I buy it online. So if I'm buying like hand dyed yarn, I'll go ahead and buy that online. But I'd like to visit a local yarn store eventually. 18, 25. Excellent. Um, I have heard some questionable things about the culture surrounding local yarn stores. Um, Obviously, like local yarn stores carry like pretty like hand dyed or like high quality yarn. Um, and so there's kind of a little bit of like yarn snobbery um, type stuff going on. And then also, since like local yarn stores seem to be patronized by knitters more so than crocheters. Knitting may be seen as a superior craft to crochet, which absolutely isn't true. But that those are some of the stories that I've heard, and so part of that makes me a little scared to go to a local yarn store. But I know that not all of them are like that, and those are like individual experiences, but it doesn't make me super excited to go. Yeah, these rows are starting to get a little longer. So that's cool, I guess. I don't know. It's always good to be able to make some progress. That's why like part of the reason why I started doing these on the weeknight so that I would actually like work on my projects during the week, which I'm kind of bummed I didn't get a chance to go live on Instagram this week, but hopefully next week we'll be able to squeeze a couple in there. That's understandable, and I've heard similar things, but I do want to try new yarns. I feel like I've been in a Michael's bubble my whole life until I discovered yarny people on the internet. Yeah, it's cool having that community that you're able to talk to and like find new places to get yarn and yarn dyers and things like that. I wasn't so much in a Michael's bubble. I was in a Hobby Lobby bubble. Because when I first learned how to crochet, Hobby Lobby was the only craft store in like a 30-mile radius. And so I went to Hobby Lobby and I really kind of developed this brand loyalty to Hobby Lobby. But I think my favorite craft store between Hobby Lobby, Michael's, and Joann's is Joann's. And now that I live in Houston, there's like a ton of craft stores. Like I think there's like 3 different Joann's in like a 10-mile radius here. So that's pretty cool. I'm glad that I have access to all of those different places and local yarn stores if I ever choose to go to them. We'll do too many loops there. All right, I think this would be a good point to weigh the yarn again. So basically, I have to work, like repeat the same row until I've used half this yarn, which is, since it's a 20-gram skein, half would be 10 grams. So I have a scale over here and I'm just gonna check to see how we're doing. Okay, we're currently at 17 grams, which means I've only used 3 grams. Like, it just feels like I'm doing so much more, but I've only used 3 grams. So I still have a ways to go until I use 10 grams, apparently. Apparently. So we're probably, and I'm already at 51 minutes. I'm only going to be on here for about 10 minutes more. So we're probably not going to get to our second color today, but that's okay. That is okay. We do what we can, right? Very loud car just passed by. Yeah, I wish I would like play music, but I don't want to get like a copyright strike or whatever. So we'll just enjoy the awkward silence when I'm not talking. Yeah, I am a little bit low energy today. Not tired, just low energy. I know those sound like the same thing, but they're not. I don't know how to explain it, but they're not. Um, but yeah, I am still just really happy to be here and thank y'all so much for coming. These are always a lot of fun. Um, yeah. gosh, I'm getting really excited about the cat. I've been like super nervous all week because honestly, I've never had a pet before. My parents are allergic to pet dander, so I didn't grow up with a pet. Um, so I'm a little nervous in that regard, but I'm really excited too. So I'm like probably gonna get off of here soon and go get my kitty. Yeah, so I'm gonna finish this forward pass and the return pass, and then do one more forward and return pass, and then we'll call it a day. Somehow these stitches got twisted together. I was stepping on my cord. That's cool. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do an overhead camera angle the next time I do Tunisian crochet because the return passes are so satisfying to watch, and I feel like from this angle you're not really getting the full effect of it. I don't think I've ever actually done Tunisian crochet live before, so lessons learned. Lessons learned. Oh dear. Okay, I messed this up. Talking too much. I can fix this. Okay. All right. One more row and then we'll call it a day. Assuming that I am able to start the row correctly. Struggling just a little bit over here, but it's fine. Walking, walking, walking. I keep forgetting that I'm live. I keep zoning out because Tunisian crochet is just like so relaxing and so meditative. But I'm like, yep, I'm just hanging out crocheting. Like not talking to anybody. Like there's not a camera in front of me right now. I don't know what you're talking about. Alrighty. And return pass, and we will call it a day. Oh, I keep pulling through too many loops, but I fixed it. All right. So this is what we managed to do today. I started this on the live. So not bad. Not bad. Pretty decent start. And then let's weigh the yarn. Again, it's going to be like still 17 grams, I bet. Oh, 16. 16. So we have used about 4 grams of yarn today. So yeah, I am really excited to see how this is going to work up. So hopefully I'll be working on it in future Make With Me's either here or on Instagram. Alrighty, so I'm going to start wrapping up here. Thank you all so much for coming. If you're here with me live, I really appreciate it. And this was a lot of fun as always. And if you're watching this back later, thank you to you as well. I have a giveaway going on the video for podcast episode 11. I'm giving away a $50 Etsy gift card, and that actually closes today. I will be picking the giveaway winner this afternoon or this evening. So if you're watching this right now on March 6th, definitely scurry over there and find out how to enter the giveaway if you haven't already. If you're watching this after March 6th, the giveaway is closed, but we'll be having another giveaway at 500 subscribers. So if you enjoyed this video, definitely be sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out a lot. And yeah, I'm honestly not sure what I'm going to be doing next week on the 13th. I'm really hoping to get like different types of content here on this channel. But of course that requires time for me to like film those videos, edit those videos and all of that. So I'm not sure if we're going to be doing anything over here next Saturday. But I'm hoping to be able to go live on Instagram during the week, like I was saying earlier. So definitely follow me on Instagram. It's at DREA'S_hook. It's linked down in the description below. And keep an eye out on my stories to see when I'm going live and if I'm going to be doing anything here on my YouTube channel. So that's the best place to stay up to date. Alrighty, so I am going to go ahead and go. Once again, thank you all so much for joining me, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.